Going live. Hey,
What up?
hey, what's going on?
What's up, people?
What's going on, people? Oh, wow. Oh, y'all know I'm a whole mom over here.
We got happy kids.
Right, for story time. So, welcome to story time. Story time. Story time.
Story time. They're trying to imitate us. We're going to have them do it next time.
Right, the kids love it. Welcome to story time, you all. And for those who are new to our channel, welcome. I'm Bonnie. How you doing? How your mama doing? How your family doing? How you doing? Good to see you. Keep on smiling. And this right here is our other host, Auntie Shelly on the beat. But I do it for myself. Listen, I do it for myself. These kids is too much, I guess.
They're too much.
I absolutely
Next
love
time
it.
we're going to put them in the camera.
Absolutely, y'all. Because listen, that button bump gets me through this. It just carries me through to my next line, okay? So as you know, with story time, before we start, we like to get on with a good old scripture. And that scripture is Psalms 121 that has been helping me to my day-to-day life. Like,
yes.
I'm like, yeah, you be guarding me.
Yes.
You be guarding me.
On
you
guard.
Be guarding. Yes, because he mentions, and I will guard you like 7 times in the scripture. And it's always encouraging to know that the Father is guarding his children. Hallelujah.
Yes. I'm going to need you to be ready next time.
Right, you right. You all the way right. I got all these.
I know it'll be a lot. I'll be going back and
I'll be scrolling, okay? So we're going to go from Psalms 121 and 1 through 8, and it reads, I will lift up my eyes unto Yahuwah. Nope, that's not what it said. It said, I will lift up my eyes unto the hills. Thank you. From whence comes my help? My help comes from Yahuwah, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer your foot to be moved. He that guards you will not slumber. Behold, he that guards Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahuwah is your guard. Yahuwah is your shade upon your right hand. The sun shall not smite you by day, nor the moon by night. Yahuwah shall guard you from all evil. He shall guard your soul. Yahuwah shall guard your going out, your coming in from this time forth, even forevermore.
Ever.
Ever,
I like to say ever.
Forever, ever, and ever, and never, ever. Right? All right. So if that didn't encourage you, I don't know what else. I don't know. There's plenty of other scriptures that will do it for you, okay? Maybe that one didn't do it for you. But you got a whole lot.
But it should. Go back and look at it.
It's really, it's like, wow.
Yes.
So you go, so last week we finished the book of Nicodemus. How many enjoyed that?
Yes.
Listen, still blowing
I
my mind.
loved it.
It was like a whole movie, okay?
Yes, whole movie. Peanuts, popcorn. Yes. I would say hot dog. Well, beef hot dog.
Beef hot dog. And with beef casing, okay? Don't play me with that beef hot dog.
Yeah, right, with pork casing.
Pork casing. Don't play me. All right, y'all know how these stores be trying to get us to curse ourselves.
Yep.
So we just finished that, and now we're going to go into the Gospel of Peter.
Yes.
Did y'all know he had a gospel? He had his own little account?
Got his whole little account.
She didn't. So we're going to go in there. So those that are with us, we're reading from those that are new. We're reading from the book of the Fathers, Have an Oath. And we purchased this book by Sefer.net for $35. Okay. And if you use Watchmen, there's a little discount for you. Okay. All right. Ooh, I'm excited about this.
I'm so excited. Is that a song?
Yes, it is. I can't tell you who sung it, but it's a song. It's a whole song. All right, so Gospel of Peter, also called the Lost Gospel. I know it was because I sure didn't get it.
It wasn't lost. They just hid it.
Real good. They was playing hide and seek good. Okay, they started. All right, of Peter. Chapter 1. But of the Yahudim, none washed his hands, neither Herod nor any one of his judges. And when they had refused to wash them, Pilate rose up. And then Herod, the king, commanded that Adonai be taken, saying to them, what things I command you to do to him, do. And Joseph, the friend of Pilate, and of Adonai, was standing there. And knowing that they were about to crucify him, he came to Pilate and asked for the body of Adonai for burial. And Pilate sent to Herod and asked for the body. And Herod said, Brother Pilate, even if no one has asked for him, we purposed to bury him, especially as the Sabbath draws near. For it is written in the Torah that the sun should not set upon one that has been put to death. And he delivered him to the people on the day before the feast of Mashta. And they took Adonai and pushed him as they ran, and said, Let us drag away the son of Elohim, having obtained power over him. And they clothed him with purple and set him on the seat of judgment, saying, Judge righteously, O King of Israel. And one of them brought a crown of thorns and put it on the head of Adonai. And others stood and spat in his eyes, and others smote his cheeks. Others pricked him with a reed, and some scorned him, and saying, With this honor, let us honor the son of Elohim.
Yes.
Wow.
And just to put this in context, in case some of you don't know that, I think everyone knows that Peter followed Yeshua when they arrested him.
Right.
That's when he denied him and all that kind of stuff. So he was able to see all this. So when he says the Yehudi, nobody washed their hands and said they're innocent of the blood of this just man. None of them did that. Because remember, they said his blood is going to be on us and our children. So Peter seeing all this. So Peter, because the book of Nicodemus doesn't mention Herod, right? Because Nicodemus didn't follow him to Herod's palace. So he can't give an account. Whereas Peter follows him. He followed him to the Sanhedrin, then he followed him to Pilate, followed him to Herod, and back.
And this is why we have Auntie Shelley on the beat. But okay, yes, she brings it into perspective. Mm-hmm. Verse 7. And they brought two criminals, and they crucified Adonai between them. But he held his peace, as though having no pain. And when they had raised the cross, they wrote the title, This is the King of Israel. And having set his garments before him, they parted them among them and cast lots for them. And one of those criminals reproached them, saying, We for the evils that we have done, having suffered this, but this man who has become the savior of men, what wrong has he done to you? And they, being angered at him, commanded that his legs should not be broken, that he might die in torment. Mm-hmm.
So basically, Demas, they're mad at Demas.
Yes.
Because Demas got on them from the cross. Can you imagine being in all that pain and then saying, What y'all doing?
And you know what's crazy is all we hear is the guy Demas sticking up like, no, we've done wrong.
Yeah.
So this is kind of cool that you see even more a picture of why he said, in my paradise, you're going to come with me and sit at my right hand.
Yes.
Because now he's sticking up for the Mashiach. Yeah. He's saying like, man, we done our evil part.
Yes.
But what are y'all doing?
Why y'all doing this to him?
Right.
He's clearly innocent. And that's why they said, and they, being angered at him, commanded that his legs should not be broken, because when you break the legs, it makes you die faster. Because what they were doing was lifting themselves up to try to breathe. Because, they're slowly suffocated. So if your legs are broke, you can't even do that.
Oh.
So they figured, you want to talk crazy? Break his legs. And then plus the pain of breaking your legs.
And that's why he looked so beat up when they saw him. When they saw him in paradise.
Yeah, they was like, you look like a whole thief.
Yeah, you look, dude.
You all broke up.
That is so crazy. Y'all remember in the book of Nicodemus? When they discovered, when we discovered that he was actually there, not that we, but it's, y'all get it. If you didn't see it, go to the story time about the book of Nicodemus and you'll see what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But wow, he's sticking up. He's sticking, he's standing for righteousness. He's doing the right thing. And they, being angry at him, commanded that his legs should not be broken, that he might die in torment. What evil, I tell you that. Mm-hmm. And it was noon, and darkness came over all Yehudi. and Judea.
Yeah.
And they were troubled and distressed, lest the sun had set while he was yet alive. For it is written for them that the sun set not on him who has been put to death. And one of them said, give him to drink gall with vinegar. And they mixed and gave him something to drink. And so that something to drink. It was something.
So we don't know what that was.
And fulfilled all things, like the prophecies that was talking about that, and accomplished their sins against their own head. And many went about with lamps, supposing that it was night, and fell down.
That's what y'all get. Let me stop. I'm gonna be nice. So it is 12 o'clock noon when the sun is supposed to be the brightest in the sky, but it's dark. But the sun stopped shining.
Right.
Stopped shining. Actually stopped shining. And so they're thinking it's dark. So they're walking around with lamps, but they still falling. Because they don't even know what time it is. That's how much evil they are doing. You're not even keeping track of time.
And you know what? It's crazy because, again, when reference back to the book of Nicodemus, we learned that Hasatan, so full of himself, such pride, he goes off to the Prince of Sheol and talk about, I'm the one that broke him. I'm the one that gave him the vinegar. I'm the one that rowdied up the people. I'm the one that sharpened the tool to pierce him. So it's nails. So it's him working through these people. All he needs is a host.
Yes.
And
that's all he needs.
That's it. And if you ain't and if you're not, repenting and going back to the covenant, you can be easily a host.
You can easily be a host.
My y'all today. All right. And Adonai cried out, saying, Eli, Eli, you have forsaken me. And when he had said it, he was taken up. And in that hour, the veil of the temple of Jerusalem was rent in two. So we're going to talk about that part because y'all know I'm not going to let that go. There's no way in heaven that the son of Elohim, who is the image and who does only what his father wants him to do and say, would sit there and say, my father, why would you forsake me? It's against the father's own. It will make him a liar. Throw away the whole creation, okay? Because he's not a that can lie. So what we see here is somebody tampering with our stuff. Okay.
Because he really said you for this hour you have kept me or something like that. Remember?
So
like even when I mentioned we're in Nicodemus, when you try to really, really research this, it's all kind of crazy stuff just going on. Like they don't really want you to know what he really said right here. They covered this one up real good.
I have heard that he said, for this I do for the Sabbath keepers. And then I heard, for this I do, what was it?
The forsaken me, then for this hour I was kept.
For this hour I have kept.
But
that sounds way better than why have you forsaken me when he said I will never leave you, forsake you. So for you to even put that in here, you ain't getting us, okay? We ain't letting that go. All right, so you guys can look more into that on your own, but we're going to go into verse 14. All right. And then they drew out the nails from the hand of Adonai and laid him upon the earth. And the whole earth quakened, and great fear arose. Then the sun shone, and it was found the 9th hour.
So basically, first of all, it appears he did not stay up there as long as they tell us.
Right.
That at 12, when the sun stopped shining, that's when he gave himself up. He died. They take him down. And put him on the earth. That's when the earthquake happened. Then they're scared. Then the sun shone again. They say, "Oh, wait a minute! It's only 3 o'clock."
It's only 3 o'clock.
So what's going on here?
He wasn't even on there. They make it seem like he was on that tree for like a day. Like till almost night or something.
And those who don't know, the 9th hour is 3 o'clock.
Thank you.
It's 3 o'clock. And so now there's now it was even more a miracle that the sun stopped shining at noon.
Because listen, the sun is our mark.
Yes.
That's our sign.
Yes.
And so evil, he was like, no.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy to me.
So it's still the same day.
It's still the same day. Wow. And
he
made the sun stop shining. Mm-hmm. These people are evil in this system because they tried to do it on their own.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Okay. Verse 15. And the Yahudim rejoiced and gave his body to Joseph that he might bury it, since he had seen what good things he had done. And he took Adonai and rolled him in a linen cloth and brought him to his own tomb, which was called Gan Yosef. And then the Yahudim and the elders and the priests, perceiving what evil they had done to themselves, began to lament and to say, woe for our sins. The judgment has drawn nigh, and the end of Jerusalem. And the end of Jerusalem. Why? Because Hasatan left. Remember,
of course,
Hasatan always do it, just like when he did it with our auntie.
Yep, our
Eve.
grandma.
Yeah, our grandma. Eve. If y'all haven't looked at that story time about Adam and Eve.
He gets you to do something, and then I'm out.
He's out. So he was doing the work, and then now when they come to themselves, because he's out of the host, he's no longer, he don't need a host no more. He did what he did. They're like, whoa, unto us.
We did something wrong.
We did something wrong.
Yep.
Oh, and Jerusalem is going, oh man.
Yes. And Hasatan's gone.
Listen, outie. He was like, all right, thank y'all. Peace. Because he knows what his thing is. And I was grieved with my companions, and being wounded in mind, we hid ourselves, for we were being sought for by them as criminals. Remember, this is Paul. And as being those...
Peter.
Oh, Peter, I'm sorry. Yeah, Peter. And as being those wishing to set fire to the temple... What?
So basically they were telling people we're looking for them because they said they was going to burn down the temple, and they knew that was going to get people upset.
Wow.
Yeah.
And upon all these things we fasted and sat mourning and weeping night and day until the Sabbath.
So all those people those elders and those priests, like tunnnnneeee and Caiaphas, there's like, oh no, what did we do?
Yes.
And so now they're mourning, because remember, you're not allowed to mourn on the Sabbath.
That's true. That's crazy. You know where you ain't gonna find this account at? In your regular 66.
No.
Because I ain't never seen this.
No.
And you know what? It shines too much light on the Sabbath.
Yes.
That's what I'm getting, like, oh, they don't want us to see how important the Sabbath is.
Yep.
Because in all these books, it's pointing us back to the Sabbath.
Yes. Yes.
Wow. But verse 18, but the scribes and the Pharisees and the elders being gathered together with one another, when they heard that all the people murmured and beat their breasts, saying, if by his death these most mighty signs have come to pass, seeing how righteous he is. The elders were afraid and came to Pilate, beseeching him and saying, give us soldiers, that we may guard his sepulchre for 3 days, lest his disciples come and steal him away. And the people suppose that he is risen from the dead and do us evil. And Pilate gave them Pontronius and the Centurion with soldiers to guard the tomb. And with them came elders and scribes to the sepulchre, and having rolled a great stone together with the centurion and the soldiers, they all together who were there set it at the door of the sepulchre. And they affixed 7 seals, and they pitched a tent there and guarded it.
Okay, let me throw something in. So when we did 17, we talked about the Yehudim and the, Caiaphas and all them. It's talking about them. They're weeping a 9 day to the Sabbath. When we get to 18 right now, what we just said, but the scribes and Pharisees, this is a different group of people.
Yes.
So they're saying this is what the Caiaphas and all them did, and they said, but this group of people did this. So don't read it as if this happened and then this happened. Because you know, when you're reading a book and they're writing a book, they have to tell you what happens, but they have to do it. It's like you're looking at a split screen in a movie.
Got you.
While this is going on, this same thing is going on. This is going on with this group of people. This is going on with this group of people.
You know, I'm what do you call that? When you can see it? Yeah.
Yeah, so the Yehudim, the elders, and the priests did one thing.
And then the
scribes and the Pharisees did another thing. They did this. They went to Pilate. Like put guards. Put some guards in front of them. And then as we can see, which we are never told, is they guarded that tomb with them soldiers. They we're sitting right here.
Yes. So they don't say that. So they don't believe.
So we gonna make sure his disciples don't come with y'all. We put seven seals on this bad boy.
7. Okay.
And they pitched a tent and guarded it.
Wow. And early in the morning, as the Sabbath was drawing on, there came a multitude from Jerusalem and the region round about, that they might see the sepulchre that was sealed. And in the night, when Adonai's day was drawing on, as the soldiers kept guarding 2 by 2 in a watch, there was a great voice in the heaven, and they saw the heavens open, and 2 men descend from there with a great light and approach the tomb. And that stone which was put at the door rolled of itself and made way in a part, and the tomb was open, and both the young men entered in.
Can you imagine seeing 2 just coming from
on the Sabbath?
Okay. Which means they were guarding it because they were woke.
Yep, they were woke, and they watching this.
Like, what is?
Like, they ain't playing when they say they're under an open heaven.
They came on down.
They came on down and entered. Okay, not a word. They didn't have to say nothing. When they awakened the centurion and the soldiers, for they too were hard by keeping guard. And as they declared what things they had seen, again they saw 3 men come forth from the tomb, and 2 of them supporting one, and a cross following them. And of the 2, the head reached to the heaven, but the head of him who was led by them overpassed the heavens. Please break that down, Auntie.
Okay, so they see 2 angels coming down.
Okay.
Go into the tomb, but 3 people come out. And the one in the middle is way taller than them.
Yes.
Angels are huge, first of all.
Absolutely.
They're huge. When they make themselves known to us, they're not that huge because they want us to relate to them. But they are huge. And what they're saying is when Mashiach got out of that tomb,
he was huge.
His head reached the heavens.
Wow. How did I not get that? And it's so plain. It's so plain.
So even when they say 2 of them supporting one, don't think that they was holding him up. Like, come on, old cripple man, you was dead. Come on, wake up, live. No, they're just saying they're on either side of him.
Wow. Yes.
He's not getting up all crippled because he's bigger than they are.
Right.
He is bigger than them.
Wow.
Yes. Picture it in your mind.
That's huge.
Yes.
Like he was humongous.
Yeah. So these angels are big.
Right.
They are tall, like in real life. They're tall.
You pictured it in your mind? Okay. That was my 8-year-old. I pictured it in my mind. All right. Verse 11. And they heard a voice from the heavens saying, you have preached to them that sleep.
Remember we did that Nicodemus.
Ooh.
You already talked to them. Now you up.
Now you up. You didn't think, okay. And a response was heard from the tree. Yea. They therefore consider one with another whether to go away and show these things to Pilate. So this was that account too in Nicodemus.
So them centurions is like, what do we do?
What did my mind just say? What did
we tell Pilate this? Like,
right.
This sounds crazy.
How about we say we did, but no.
They're gonna be asking us, was y'all smoking?
Yeah. Well, y'all. What happened? Why the body ain't in there?
Yeah.
Why
see these like 2 men? These angels came down and right. Where the body at?
Because they know
Patronus, what's his name? Petronius, where the body? Dude, where the body? I put you in charge. Where the body?
And it can cost them their head.
Yes. Yes.
Ooh, somebody. And while they yet thought therein, I bet I would have been thinking too, the heavens again were seen to open, and a certain man to descend and entered into the sepulchre. When the centurion and those who were with him saw these things, they hastened in the night to Pilate, leaving the tomb which they were watching.
I'd have left it too. I'm
gone. Okay,
gone. I don't know. Maybe some of these soldiers was black because
we
all stuck.
We're not one to be curious.
We out.
We be like, how did that cat die? Oh, curiosity. Okay, I'm not doing that.
Right.
We learn. Okay, and declared all things which they had seen, being greatly distressed, and saying, truly, he was the Son of Elohim. Pilate answered and said, I am pure from the blood of the Son of Elohim, but it was you who determined this.
Like you backed me up. I already said, leave him alone.
I said it, yeah. I said this.
Now I got a witness.
Yep. Then they all drew near and besought him and entreat him to command the centurion and the soldiers to say nothing of the things which they had seen. For it is better, say they, for us to be guilty of the greatest sin before Elohim, and not to fall into the hands of the people of the Yahudim, and to be stoned.
They're scared of the people now.
Yes.
They was like, oh,
now they realize what they did.
Yes. Now they realize what they did. And like, oh no, if this gets out, the people are going to be mad at us.
So
don't say nothing because they will stone us.
We all dead, okay?
Yeah.
You want to live?
They will stone us.
Shut up. They got
we
real
need
fear.
y'all to shut up. Yeah.
They got real fear. And at dawn upon Adonai's day, Miriam of Migdal, of a disciple of Adonai, fearing because of the Yahudim, since they were burning with wrath, had not done at Adonai's sepulchres the things which women are wont to do for those that die, and for those that are beloved by them. She took her friends with her and came to the sepulchre where he was laid. And they feared lest the Yahudim should see them. And they say, although on that day on which he was crucified, we could not weep and lament, yet now let us do these things at his sepulchre. But who shall roll away for us the stone that was laid at the door of the sepulchre, that we may enter in and sit by him and do the things that are due? For the stone was great, and we fear lest someone sees us. And if we cannot, yet if we but set at the door the things which we brought as a memorial of him, we will weep and lament until we come to our home. And they went and found the tomb open, and coming near, they looked in. And they saw there was a certain man sitting in the midst of the tomb, beautiful and clothed in a robe exceedingly bright, who said to them, why have you come? Who do you seek? He who was crucified? He is risen and gone. But if you do not believe, look in and see the place where he lay, that he is not here, for he is risen and gone from him to the place from which he was sent. Then the women feared and fled. You know them people were black.
It was out. Yes. At least they stayed around and hear what the angel had to say.
Right.
They're like, okay, people getting up from the grave now. I'm out of here. See, that's why to this day we don't like graveyards.
Listen, I sure don't.
Well, people gonna be getting up, walking. Okay, I'm out of here.
I sure don't. I don't.
And the graveyard just full of dead people, and we scared. Like what?
Look, it's in our DNA.
It's in our DNA.
Yeah, we seen some stuff. Okay, our ancestors seen it, and that stuff's still in us.
Yes, we a little scared.
Right. Now, verse 23. Now it was the last day of the feast of Matzah,
which is unleavened bread.
Okay, thank you. Sounded like a cracker, but I don't know. The day of the feast of unleavened bread. And many were going forth, returning to their homes, as the feast was ended. But we, the 12 disciples of Adonai, wept and were grieved. And each one, being grieved for that which was come to pass, departed to his home. But I, Peter, and Andri, Andrew, okay,
Yeah.
spelled differently, but okay. And Andrew, my brother, took our nets and went to the sea, and Levi was with us, and the son of Alphaeus, whom Adonai called.
Yes. That's it.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
See, no
cliffhanger because it was only one chapter. But now when we get to verse 23, it says, "Now was the last day of the feast of Masata." Remember, there's a little bit of time that passed.
Okay.
They didn't just go. He died. They buried him. Next day, let's go fishing. No.
Right.
They're grieved. All this is going on, and some people are going home. But they're saying let's go fishing, because that's, people deal with grief in different kind of ways.
Absolutely.
They're like, let's go fishing. And remember when Yeshua saw them, they were fishing.
Yep. He said, "Follow me."
So he's letting them know this is why when Yeshua rose and he saw us fishing. So he had to call us. So you're caught up to that point where he called us because we were out fishing.
I mean, I know some brothers that love to fish. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Brother Brandon.
Yes, Brandon would have been out fishing.
Oh, absolutely.
I can see Brandon fishing.
Yeah, me too. I can see him
if he's grieving.
Yes, that's one of our brothers in our assembly.
Yeah.
All right, you all. Oh, there you go. See?
Oh.
He said, let's go fishing for show. Then my uncles, absolutely. Every time you see him with a rod and a fish hanging from it, okay?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah, them are your uncles for sure.
Right. So you see your DNA.
It's in the DNA. All the stuff is in our DNA.
Dana can't escape. Can't escape. We do stuff we don't even know. And then we like, oh, that's where we got that from.
Yes.
Right? All right, y'all. So you all want to tune in tomorrow and see what other book we're going to read. Don't worry. We're going to stay in this book.
Yes,
again,
we are.
For those who are new.
Yes, we are.
The Fathers. And again, I purchased this book for $35 at cipher.net. Just to let you know. It's called The Fathers.
Yes.
All right. Yes. Well.
And let me kind of, I want to, in case somebody gets to reading this. So we were actually going to do Barnabas next.
Yes.
But the sister was reading the Epistle of Barnabas. Nah. I'm not going to say we're never going to read it, but I need to investigate because there's too many contradictions in it.
Right.
And every time I see a contradiction, I see a Greek or a Latin word. And it's as if they started to go through and change it and then change their mind, because there's only certain parts that are just like weird. Like the whole middle part, it's good because it explains why the certain the animals we can't eat.
Oh, nice.
It goes into further into those animals' personalities with humans.
Wow.
Like, and that'll explain the whole thing why when Yahuwah let down that sheet and told Peter what I call clean, don't you call unclean or something like that. He was referring to the people that the animals pointed to.
Wow.
Which, I'm sorry, that still means y'all can't have no bacon. Right. So some of that is really, really good, but then you could tell where they was it's too many contradictions. I'm like, huh? What? And then there are some parts where they go, well, we think he said it. Like,
we don't want to know we think.
And the footnotes, like, we go, So Barnabas will not be next.
At all.
Until further, may never be at all because there's too many contradictions.
Right.
Because, I mean, if we did, there's some parts in the middle, like about the animals.
Yeah.
We may read that. But let me, I need to do some more, like, this is one of those ones you got to really dig into or you could be jacked up.
Yes.
Because you be like, huh? Because then I had to remember, okay, he's talking to Gentiles. Because then he goes into a Sabbath. First he said, in one part, keep the commandments and the Sabbath. Then another day he goes, nah. Because Yahuwah said your new moons and your Sabbaths I hate. And then he says, no, we're supposed to do it. The Sabbath is really on the 8th day. And I'm like, you need, first of all, you need to make up your mind.
Right.
Okay. Now, because child, me and Ruach had to have a little talk. Like, Ruach was like, okay, first of all, you have to remember there's only supposed to be 364 days in a year.
That's it. That's it. It's not 365.
Yes. So we got 365. A leap year, we got 366.
Yeah.
On top of that, since they've been doing time, they've been adding a second to every year. So we're already jacked up. Absolutely. So we can see how he would say your new moons and your Sabbaths I hate, because we may not be doing it. This may not be the truth, but we're not going to know until he makes it new.
Right.
Then we know we're going to be doing it right.
Absolutely.
So, and even if you do the whole day thing, if you take away that day, we still own the Sabbath.
That's right.
Like,
that's
so right. It's still the 7th day.
Absolutely. And
there's no 8th day. Like, so yeah. So that's why, Barnabas. And so if you read it on your own, and you start to get a little confused, that's why.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't know a bunch of background.
Right. See?
Yeah. If you don't know if you know your Old Testament or not, scriptures, then you can go in and you might can help me out. But if you don't, I'm not going to tell you not to read it, but I will tell you, you may be very, very, if I was confused.
Shoot a meat. Spit the bones out.
Yeah. I was like, dude, I'm going to need you to make up your mind.
I was so excited.
All this back and forth. Yeah.
No. And that's one thing we don't want. We know confusion comes from the Hasatan. We don't want no confusion on the storytime platform. Our job is to present truth.
Yes.
And the way that he gives it to us, and let it be that.
Yes.
So we don't want to confuse anybody. But if you decide to read the book, then it's you reading the book.
Yeah, just keep those guidelines in mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So tomorrow we're gonna bring you a whole different book, because it's no longer gonna be Barnabas, but it's gonna be something
in here.
In there. So I'm excited, you all. So stay excited. Join us tomorrow at 7 p.m. on a good old Tuesday night.
Yes.
As we continue to go and read about our ancestors. These are real life people.
Yes.
These are not fictional characters. These are our aunties, our uncles. I mean, put a whole bunch of greats behind it. Mm-hmm. But these are our family, y'all.
Yes.
This is our family. These are our descendants.
Yeah. Okay, we the descendants.
I mean, yeah, you're right. I was on the roll and I was on the roll wrong.
These are our grandmothers, grandparents, aunties, uncles, cousins, whoever they are. That's our family.
Yes, that's our family. We are not the Gentiles. That's a Gentile lie.
Yeah.
It is a whole Gentile lie. Now we love our Gentiles, and they are grafted in, and we treat them just like they were us.
Yes.
We make no difference, just like you've seen in the book of Nicodemus.
Yes.
They made no judgment. They introduced the thief, like, hey, this is this is this, and we do the same. All right.
Yes.
This is not a platform where we hate anyone. Nothing like that. We just read Torah. We stick to Torah.
Yes.
Covenant keepers.
Knowing who we are.
Knowing who we are. All about reconnecting to our heritage that was stolen.
Yes.
All right. So with that being said, you all, we love you all, and we will see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. Thank y'all that I didn't put you on a clip. I was looking for it.
But we only had one chapter, so.
There was no way I could.
We had no clip.
I had no clip.
And cut.
Thank you.
That's our director.
That's our director.
I was also a school kid.
Okay.
Yeah.
So hi.
You want to stand right here
right, so
since
they
you want
can
people to see you?
Wow. I guess the kids want to.
This is our director,
yes.
Ethan.
Okay.
Y'all
give them some time, please.
Yeah, you got it.
Go ahead, Zaza.
Stand right here.
Come on here.
What's up?
Okay. Sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, Ethan, you doing too much. Say bye
sir.
to the people, Zoe. See, y'all see she look just like her mama. Cut. Okay.
And cut.
Ethan, why you gotta do it backwards?
That is Isaac. That you give him. That's the one.
I'm sorry, Ethan.
You give him a little bit, and he'll take a whole. Okay.
All wrong.
He act like Levon sometimes, and it just irks my nerves. It irks my nerves. All right.
All right.
All right.
We love the directors.
Listen, bye, you all.
Bye-bye. Shalom.
Shalom. We love you all.
And we need you all subscribers.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Bye.
This is not their channel.
Right. Look, this is for them that have ears to hear.
Channel.
Okay. All right.
Bye.
Okay.
Okay.
This is channel.